All right. All right, everyone. Hello and welcome to Court of the Rings here on twitch.tv/LotraStream, youtube.com/Lord of the Rings, and facebook.com/Lotro. Thank you so much for being here. I am Lotro's community manager, Cordovan, and it has been a couple of weeks, has it not? How's it going, everybody? We're going to have a little bit about the latest news. We'll have some time for some Q&A. Talk a little bit about what's going on, and also I think I'm just going to kind of have a casual Friday here, because, man, it has been a heck of a couple of weeks, and I want to get that Springfest a springtime intro completed. So there we go. We'll be on the Springfest here in a little bit, but first let me say hello to Druid's Fire. How you doing?
Hi, Jerry. How you doing?
I'm tired. Are you? Yeah, you were just saying yesterday that you're still not recuperated from PAX. I am definitely not recuperated from PAX. So.
Well, at least you die of embarrassment from wearing a kilt.
I actually was not embarrassed at all. I thought it actually worked just fine. Thank you so much for actually doing that, Druid's Fire. It was a pretty cool time. So.
The pictures will live forever.
They are going to live forever. As a matter of fact, I might be dumb enough to call one up. If you want to send me a quick thing in Discord of a pic or something, I'll call it up in XSplit here, so everyone can see. It's not blackmail material if everyone in the world has it. So that's my hope. All right, so how's it going? Otherwise, I guess you're back from PAX East. You're heading off to a Star Wars thing next week, and what you got going on?
Well, I interviewed Severlin, and you were kind of there on Monday.
And I understand you just got that video. See, I'm lobbing you softballs. This is what's going on here. So.
Oh, for crying out loud!
Yep. So, batter up. What are you doing?
Oh, I just put it in a MooBot command so everybody can just click on the link and read it at their leisure.
Okay.
Yeah, we got some good stuff. I answered, got a couple of good answers out of Severlin for stuff about both games. But on our side, we finally got some news as to when to expect the new Rohan housing.
That's true. You did you not?
Yep, and when to expect update 24.
All right.
And again, ballpark figure, since we're all talking baseball in chat right now, apparently.
It's one of those things you get back from PAX on Monday, you're like, oh God, what did we say? What did we commit to? Did we say something? Oh, I hope we're okay. We're fine. Everything is fine, everyone. How's it going? So, I actually did want to do one thing, though, before I get to the rest. Actually, let me wrap up what we were talking about just real quick and say thank you to everyone who attended the PAX East party at Wagamama. We had a good time. I think you had a good time. Good swag was had by as much as I could give away, and we also had a really lovely tour of the office that day earlier. Not just by you, Druid's Fire, and a couple of cool DDO peeps, Strim Tom, but also the main School of Science and Math with Dr. Helena Brigman. And it was lovely to have them there. And you can check their Twitter feed, too. They got some cool pics of that sort of thing. So there we go. Speaking of, I was saying how it's not blackmail material if everyone sees it. Here we go. This is taken from a certain person's Twitter feed. There's me in the
And
coat.
I'm going to tell you, I didn't make you dab. You did that on your own.
Mm-hmm. Well, covers the face. You know, I'm future-proofing here. So. And I'm wearing my Nintendo Vans. So there we go. There you go, everybody.
And of course, because you are such an audio nerd, you swapped out your Atari cable for a belt, and now you're using an XLR cord.
That's true. That's true. For the PAX East party, I was actually using an original 1977 Atari Heavy Sixer cord that had gotten frayed and needs to be repaired. But for the pictures there, I had forgotten it and I left it at home. So I picked the second best option, which was a mic cord, because, you know. Otherwise, let me actually get to something that most folks will actually care about, and I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to show this to you. I'm trying. I'm having a few little problems getting it to call up on stream here, so I may just have to read it and not let you... Well, let's see what I can do. Okay, let me make sure I get the right thread. This is from the Palantir forums.
Ooh, which means I haven't even seen it
Thread
yet.
from a couple of weeks ago that Vastin did called Burglar Rework Approaching. Let me go and call this up, see if I can get this up on the screen. Because it's gated in a weird way, I may have to... I'm just going to try to use a screen capture, and we'll kind of see how this works. Nope, not that screen capture. I love doing this kind of weird thing, because then you go, hello, and you get like this cool effect. Did you ever see The Incredible Mr. Limpet? I did.
You can still get off my lawn, Jerry. You're not going to drop that old school stuff in chat.
Yeah,
and,
hey, here we go. I can do it this way. All right. Meh. Yes? No? God, it's really? It's not even going to let me do that? All
what are
right.
you trying to do, Jerry?
I am trying to put up a Palantir thread in XSplit, which I realize is probably about as NDA breaking as it gets, but I was going to try to do that anyway.
Well, it's not an ND if you break it.
Yeah,
well,
I suppose. That's exactly right. Ah, that's the wrong monitor! There we go. Let me make sure there's nothing too serious that I'm showing off here. It's not.
Burglar rework.
Yep.
Yes.
Burglar rework approaching. Okay, so here's what you need to know first off about this particular post. This ended up getting leaked, which is why I'm talking about it today. Since it's already out there in the public eye, I just asked Vass, and I was like, hey, can we just put this out there? And so, yeah, that's what we're going to do here today. Keep in mind, these numbers are not final. These changes are not final. This does come from Palantir. The way Vastin mentioned it to me was like, it's most of the way there. So some of the things that you may hear or read here are not promises set in stone. They're the current state of things, and I think some work has even been done since this was posted. But the basic goal is to increase the burglar's general DPS, fix some structural issues with their skills, improve their group survivability, and streamline their play a bit. General skill changes, damage on most skills has been increased. The basic kind of number stuff that we've done in recent updates. To substantially increase the burglar's DPS in all trees. Heals have likewise been rebalanced. All melee skills have had their range increased to a minimum of 3.5. Cunning Strike bleeds cleaned up. Skill execution time changes. Most burglar skills have had their execution times matched to their animation times. Probably both a boo hiss and a yay on that one, I'm going to assume. The fast trade has been removed from most burglar skills, but this only really had an effect when the animation was shorter than the execution time, so it should be a neutral change generally. Subtle Stab is still fast, so you can pretty easily test to see which skills are and are not shortened by throwing a fast skill in there and provide feedback to the change. Double-Edged Strike is now an immediate skill. Find Footing is now instant. Provoke is getting a big top-down change. Fairly important core class skill now with a 15-meter range and an 8-second cooldown. 20% crit chance bonus on your next attack, a lesser aim effect. Provoke provides a stacking self-buff that halves the damage. And like I say, it's when I'm talking things like halves, numbers, here's the range, here's the cooldown, here's the percentage. This stuff is all subject to change and probably will. So just operate under the assumption it's going to change, and then when it doesn't, hey, we're either happy or not happy about that. Okay? There we go. And I'm not going to go through all this stuff. Red line changes oriented toward raw DPS and a wider array of AoE skills. There are all limited to 3 targets, but give the Burglar the ability to use their crit chains to burst down adds quickly. Both Double-Edged Strike and Flashing Blades will be AoE skills to give Burglars better DPS in group pools, especially Redline. Coup de Grace no longer has a critical magnitude bonus, but does better base damage. Feint now allows you to trigger most all skill stealth effects and bonuses on other skills, though it still does not provide True Stealth's melee damage bonus. And then Knives Out changed substantially. In addition to the old stuff, it has a small radius force taunt that lasts for the duration of the effect, followed by an aggro dump that substantially reduces the Burglar's aggro when it ends. Blue Line Gamble rework. Gambles heavily redesigned to make them faster and more effective, hopefully. You can now have 1 gamble of each type on a target simultaneously. Red equals dot, green equals reactive heal, blue offensive debuff. We're in the process of reworking effect icons, etc. Like I said, it's a Palantir thing. The skills Gambler's Strike, Hedge Your Bet, Blind Bet now apply each of these gambles. A Blue Line Burglar self-surprise attack will now apply a completely random gamble. Gambles can no longer be tiered up or down. They simply roll a new 1-to-6 value when reapplied. Base 30 seconds duration. Cash Out eats all gambles, granting a high magnitude damage effect. Yes, it is very loud. No, I'm kidding. It's very high. And number, a self, heal over time, and a stun, respectively. In the future, the goal is for the magnitude of each of these cash-out effects to be based on the total value of the gamble die on the target when it cashes out. This is currently waiting on a bit of tech. I don't know what the state of that is at this point. We'll see how that goes. And Vastin just gives a few little thoughts that were probably relevant at the time of posting, but are probably less relevant nowadays. This was actually posted March 11th, and we are currently April 5th. So, lots of stuff probably changed there. You'll see it on the Bull Roar forums probably in the relatively near future. Our next game update is not a very big game update, but one of the things we're hoping to get in is going to be this Burglar stuff. So that should be available on Bull Roar in the relatively near future. And I don't know. So that happened.
Yeah, I did actually get to meet Vast this time around.
Yeah.
Got to see a couple of the spreadsheets and had no idea what they look like, what they were doing.
Yeah, that's right. Some of the main School of Science and Math as well got to actually see inside of our world building program and some of that sort of thing, and it was really cool to see their reactions. So, all right, let me try to. Oh, sorry, you talk for a second. Let me scan chat, if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, actually, Vastin took me and showed me the world builder as well, and we got to see, I got to see what would look like Weathertop from a side of things, and explaining why Weathertop was could be such a problem, even without having the Lonely Mountain Band and half of Landreval showing up there every year for Weatherstock. And it's like, wow, look at all these little things triggering this mob or this quest, and this phase or whatever. And it's very fascinating.
All right, Larry from YouTube. Hello, Cordovan. I want someone to phone me about my VIP account. My free-to-play account is fine. VIP account keeps getting an error 5 message. I'm sorry to say, Larry, we do not offer phone support. However, it sounds like your VIP account may need some either account assistance or technical assistance. So please get in touch with us through help.standingstonegames.com. Oh, and Diadems over on YouTube says there is a, quote, fix for that in forums. You aren't the only person having that issue. Let me go and take a... I'm not going to deal with it right now, but it sounds like maybe this is something that kind of went through the bug cycle here recently. So, Volsunga, I see your messages on YouTube. I'm not really in a position to speak to that. I saw your video, so I know what you're talking about from your perspective. And I'm sorry that you feel like you faced a bullying issue on Anor. The best I can really do, though, is direct you to, again, customer service. That would be help.sandingstonegames.com. And if you are being harassed, please let us know what's going on. Maybe there's something we can hopefully do there. Oh. Oh, I can't break that news. I almost feel like I should break the news on Court of the Rings because of the amount of times it's been asked for. But there may be a certain thing that is frequently asked for on Court of the Rings that I saw being worked on. And let me just be... It's not vague booking, it's vague streaming. When will Vandals of Anduin come to Bulroar? We don't have a specific date to announce there yet, but it should be in the relatively near future. I would think the 64-bit client is a possibility in the relatively near future as well. As is, we're working on an improved client for our macOS sex folks. And we should have some more news about that, hopefully in the near future, too. As Glinthor, no news specifically on when the quote warden is getting fixed. It's on the radar there, so. I have not really heard of any plans to revamp starter areas. Sorry, Flo23 Flo. I did promise I was going to ask about that, and then I lied. I'm sorry, I just haven't had time. When an opportunity presents itself, though, I will ask about your preference for higher tier Watcher and Turf. I'm sorry, so Larry, no, we absolutely do care about your VIP account, and we will make it right. I just can't really solve that problem on the stream here, so please do get in touch with us through help.standingstonegames.com. Also, don't have anything to say about the when on captain changes. I have, and Jerry from Facebook, I have not heard of further Bjorning work planned, although I suspect that that is something that will actually be happening here. Oh, let me just go do this the easy way. Actually, do I have something in my inventory to the party tree?
You should have a map to the party tree. Or, you know, you've got a handy hunter here in your fellowship. You could
there we go. Well, I'm over in the chamber of...
I'm looking at you, dude.
Oh, are you?
Don't waste a map.
All right, well, that's fine. Then go and... Also, do not have further to announce regarding the LI revamp. I think, you know, what was in the producer's letter is currently the extent of what we're really saying about it. Other than, didn't we talk a little bit about it with you there, Druid's Fire? I think you asked that question, didn't you?
About which, huh?
Legendary items? Did you ask about that?
We did not talk about legendary items because I knew you wouldn't answer the question.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say that's the reality of the position we are in right now. Is we're just not really ready to talk about that yet.
So it wasn't an omission that I forgot to ask because I just knew better than because I knew I'd get an answer and not be satisfying to the community.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna do stuff.
Yeah.
Except this is not the right place for Spring
Yeah,
Festival.
I know it isn't. That's what I'm trying to figure
You
out.
don't know. You do not know.
No,
Jerry.
I was playing. Hey, I do indeed know, and I was playing this last night. So there we go. Yep.
Here, let's bounce debris and we'll take the staple.
Yeah. That's why
How'd
I'm
you
running
have
this
to do
today, because I want to get this. I want to get party spring leaves on my characters. So the reality is, all last week was PAX and related. The week prior was dad work and related. The week prior was, jeez, work and related and all that sort of thing. So I have not had time to game in several weeks. And so I have not had an opportunity to run the Spring Festival until last eve. In the dead of night last night, I finally ran the Spring Festival.
In the dead of night last night, I was transcribing that interview with you and so.
But it was
Well,
awesome.
daily stuff.
And but now I want to get a taste of spring done, and I want to get Splendor of Spring, or a Bustling Bloom done, because I can do, or not Bustling Bloom, whichever one you got to do like 4 dailies for, or whatever.
That would be a Bustling Bloom.
Is that? Okay, that's the one I'm, there we go. A Taste of Spring.
Pick up all of the quests from Sergeant Tom.
Yeah.
Now, if you were Major Tom, we'd have to start singing.
And I'm going to start, I'm basically just going to run through what I did yesterday, because it worked out great for me. And I'm going to, have you done the, I guess it's, what, new Anarlos?
I actually did, only because I didn't want Maid of Lions to look at me with extreme disappointment again.
Mm-hmm. I ran that last night, and let me just tell you, it's a pretty quick way to get those numbers up. So.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, I cannot pick up this yellow cattail while mounted.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Not wrong. By the way, if during the middle of the stream here, I start whooping on the ground like Homer Simpson did in the episode where he got to make the Homer-mobile, it's because I just found out that my Sears Video Arcade 2 is now on my porch.
Oh, jeez, Jerry. You're so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, I'm talking to somebody who used a heavy 6er cord on his kilt.
Yes.
And then used an XLR kilt.
I mean, of course it was an XLR cable. I'm not going to use some kind of 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch audio cable garbage.
And welcome to Audio Nerdica.
Yeah.
Here on twitch.tv/LocherStream.
Yeah. So this is the new quest that Maid of Lions put together this year. That's what we're...
Yep. You go over to this guy, that, where is he?
Nethelus, or Nethelus?
No.
Well, actually, you'll start by
Orange
Milgamo.
Bulrush.
Yeah, and then you'll go to... Anyway, this whole area, there's just a bunch of NPCs, basically, here. You start by just picking up a few things, and then it expands outward into a private instance. And it's really just kind of a story-based thing, so it's pretty chill. But it's a pretty, like I said, it's a fairly fast way to... Oh, where did the one guy go? Where did that go? Must be the other way. Ah, here we go. Okay. So you're basically just doing a little bit of a fetch quest thing here. It's not particularly time challenging so long as you're dedicated to it, which, you know, pretty common, I think, for a lot of the Spring Festival stuff here, too.
I know who's following you. You're getting stream bombed by the Lord President of Gallifrey.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
because I think you are the one with the most knowledge of it. Oh, by the way, Maid of Lions, if you happen to be watching this, see these purple flowers over here? Someone needs to take a pair of scissors to them.
That would be more of a scenario thing than a Maid of Lions thing, yeah?
Well, either of them could probably do it. But
Oh,
the
Scenario
number
showed
of
me
people I suspect who, like myself, made a beeline for that pile of purple stuff, only to discover that their effort was for naught, is probably fairly high. Anyway, the reason what I was going to ask you about is there's a Tolkien exhibit happening in New York City, and my understanding is the Lonely Mountain Band is, quote, doing a thing for it?
They did a thing last night. Gravity and his wife Levity watched them perform in real life at the Morgan. I think it was last night.
That's awesome. Do you know if there's any video of it or anything like that?
I did say that I hope that somebody recorded, but I don't honestly know. I think Terry Edwin was also there.
Okay. Okay, well, perhaps, Terry, if you're in chat or hear this afterwards or what have you, let me know. If you've got some cool pics or something, that would be lovely material for the beacon, if nothing else. And I'm sure all of you would appreciate learning about that. I have not had an opportunity to sort of scroll through Twitter on that yet today, so I don't know what's out there. But,
Well, just reach out to Gravity and see if he knows.
yeah.
And it was really awesome to get to meet him and his wife, nicknamed Levity.
Cool. Yeah, it sure was. And it was really awesome to hang out with people at the Thursday meetup. I think it went pretty well. Frankly,
Yeah.
Wagamama, this is now year 2, and the bigger year. Last year we were there too, but we only got 2 tables, and this year we got 3.
Yeah, and sadly, Professor Corey couldn't join us because of family obligations.
But
was
we
kinda
filled all
sad,
3
but-
tables.
Yes, we did.
Yep, so. So yeah, eventually, like I said, once you do a couple of fetch quest kind of things here, you're going to be talking to this elf, and I don't know, I'm not going to totally spoil it. I'm going to be more of a Zerger here, and just kind of show you what you can do. I will let you read the storyline. It's really nice, and it's an interesting storyline that is very seasonally appropriate, and it's pretty cool.
And I got to meet
So.
Gumskang and Nathrian for the first time. That was really cool. I actually had a DDO guild meetup on my side.
Also want to mention, tonight on the Mythgard channel, I will be there along with Richard Hall and several other cool folks.
Richard Rowland.
Richard Rowland?
Yeah, over on twitch.tv/SignumU, the Hall of Fire.
Hall of Fire.
Quarterly
Richard
play.
Rowland. I'm just calling it, hey, it's... my name is Jerry of the Rings, so, there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you'll be playing tabletop, but I
Yep.
will actually not be there because I'll be in Indianapolis watching Nick Mason's Socks Full of Secrets.
It's a pretty good
So
excuse.
I'm bummed that I'm going to miss the game, especially since we missed last time.
And it's at the Murat,
Like
which is a
half the
great
party.
theater to see that. I have seen Wilco there several times. I have seen Beck there. I have seen My Morning Jacket there. I've seen a couple other cool bands there over the years.
Squirrel, to answer your question, will there be 2 updates in 2019? We will get update 24, June-ish, July-ish, and then we'll have the expansion later this year.
Yeah, I
So
think
that's-
24 is going to be before that, though. But we'll see. Yeah. Yes, we did stream and record the Lord of the Rings tabletop. That was done, though, over on the Mythgard channel, which, I'm sorry, my brain is just not where is it? Mythgard? Mythgard
Signum
U?
U.
Signum U. Yeah, Signum U. So twitch.tv/Signum U. Clearly, I need a couple of days off. And hopefully I'll be getting that this weekend, so. There was one other piece I was going to mention, and now what was that now? There's one other kind of piece of community news I wanted to bring up, and now I can't remember what it is. This is the final weekend of the Spring Festival. Let me double check my own calendar here, but I'm pretty sure it's through Tuesday? Yes, through April 9th. shutting off April 10th, 3 a.m. Eastern. So that is basically 3 a.m. on Wednesday morning. So basically through Tuesday on the Spring Festival.
Lotro Players does their episode 300 tomorrow. That's pretty cool.
That's what I was going to say. Thank you. Episode 300 of Lotro Players News. They're recording live at 8:30. I'm going to be on there. I'm going to be a guest tomorrow. Thank you. And also congratulations to Lotro Players on 300 episodes. That is no small feat, Pineleaf and crew. Having done 192 episodes of a podcast myself, I can assure you it's a lot of work. Okay, yeah, so whatever Sev said is going to beat out whatever I might think.
Yeah, Sev said update 24 with the Veils of Anduin was going to be June-ish, July-ish.
Okay, that's... There you go. Achillean32, I'm going to have to follow up on your question. So, has there been any discussion about Vile Maw being buffed a tad too much? I mean, I've read that discussion on the forums. So, yes. Have we personally discussed making changes in regard to it? Not that I'm aware of. I don't know that... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would not say never if you want it, you know, maybe. I know all, I see all, I'm actually Sauron. This is true. Okay, and apparently my game client is stuck, so I'm just going to X out of it. My computer is having problems. It had problems on Wednesday, too. My computer at home's rocking along, though. I finally, like I said last night, I finally got the chance to actually log in and play the Spring Festival, and had a good time doing it. You know, wanted to make sure I got that stuff done. Both my stream character and non-stream character are about, what, they're both level 59 right now, so it's very, very slowly making progress. Man, my questions got ignored. Cord doesn't like me anymore. No, what did you say? I don't actually... Let me see. About class changes. Why are not only asked people that can properly play their culses, like the poples that do progress rating, what you shall change? In terms of asking qualified people for their feedback on class changes, we do that. We also want to get the wider community perspective on it as well. So I think if your question is basically why are you only asking the Palantir folks, and it's, you know, your belief the Palantir folks maybe don't have the skill set that you would prefer, the answer to that is it will also be coming to Bullroar in the near future, and that will give everybody an opportunity to check that out. Open your darn Hobbit gifts. Nice. All right, I will do that. Yeah.
I'm gonna do a shot across Lotro's bow. I actually prefer the way DDO does their dice in their version of Hobbit Presents.
So it looks like I have to go through this again, huh? It's so locked up. All right. So, any plans for Lotro to coincide with the Amazon series coming? Diadems on YouTube asks. I would imagine, similar to many things like that, that it would certainly not hurt us. That said, I don't think, given that they are operating under a different age and telling their own story, that I would not expect a direct tie between our game and their game, or their series, or whatever it ends up being. Yeah. Do you remember off the top of your head if the Hengstacer farm will take me to... What's the name of that town? Yeah, here we go. Store.
No, it
Stock.
basically. No, it
No.
won't.
All right.
We can just ride.
All right.
I mean, it's a half-hour timer.
Yeah, I know. I just
seriously miss that one now.
I just want to.
I know. Well, I could probably. I don't know if you could. If a hunter port to like the stable master or to camp would mess with that at all.
By the way, this is Hobnanigans weekend. One of the things I've been
There's
long
actually
wanting.
playing.
Yeah, one of the things I've long wanted to do is actually have a Hobnanigans stream tutorial. I have never played Hobnanigans, and I'm not sure I actually know how. So it might be kind of fun to have a noob stream, as it were, of me learning Hobnanigans, and I think that perhaps I should do that sometime. And then I should log in on my official admin character and have a particularly bizarre Hobnanigans match with whoever is around. You know this is a good idea.
Oh, sure. And you're also going the wrong way.
Am I?
You're going a little bit to the north.
I thought I was going to the Shire. I thought I was going to Stock.
Updated. Okay, your dot just updated.
Okay.
A map.
We are. We're going to Stock, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Stockish. Yeah.
Everything's so we're so over level. Nothing's going to attack you.
Yep. It's just a time thing. And it's easier for me to talk and monitor 3 chat rooms and that when I can just kind of follow a road.
Speaking of things being updated by scenario, oh, you guys, when you see update 24, it's going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah, you guys did get a chance to see a little bit of sort of, quote, secret stuff, as it were. Yeah.
Well, it's not a secret stuff. I mean, we know the Carrick's there because Trish and I went wandering around there. But he did show us what it looks like now, and it looks a lot better than the super unfinished variant that we saw on the live servers. And it's going to be pretty cool. All the really good stuff is under. Gosh darn it, you people. Well, Megalon has a good question. Is there a new event for the anniversary?
So this year's anniversary will be particularly special because it is going to include the final chapter for now of the anniversary event. You are going to learn the truth of who's doing all the work at the party tree and everything. Frankly, we're going to, I think, maybe shift away from yearly updates to the anniversary event for a little bit in favor of probably something else in the future. On the one hand, it's a little bit of a sad because, you know, this, 3-year journey now on the anniversary party tree thing? Something like that?
This will be the
3rd year, right?
Yeah.
So, and this is going to be the final of it. It'll still remain available, of course, you know, for those in future years and all that sort of thing. Nothing's structurally changing with it. But I think the team is interested in perhaps moving on a little bit from the anniversary event to something else. So.
Because quite frankly, that is a heck of a lot of content, too. Yeah, poor Fiberjet is going to have to write a whole new guide next year. How dare you?
I don't know. I don't know what their plans are for next year. It may be, frankly, that some of it is a desire to be able to focus on the needs of development. You know, when you are working, let's just say, on the Vales of Anduin, and then have to take a break to work on the anniversary event.
Yes, Seth actually did say there was a lot of good content in the Vales, because I was trying so hard to get him to drop some kind of info about it. Because we know the Vales is a very lore-rich area, so there's a lot of things that you guys could touch on, and he just completely said, nope. I'm like, dang it.
Hey, Bloodborne. Hello. I understand that you are doing some big contestification. So, if you would like to contestificate your promotion, please do so. In other words, let people know. I understand you're giving away, like, codes for what? Like, lots of low
You can go to twitch.tv/Bloodborne.
Yep. But let me know the specifics on the when on that. Is that like today? Is that like all month? What show? What time? For those who are not aware of the world of Xing, as it were, please expound upon your show.
We're gonna see if we can get Corey to do this quest on his show too, because you know he's gonna have things to say.
I think Nathrian on why bartered festival cosmetics have tended to focus on bound to account rather than unbound in recent years. It's that we have typically offered a gifting option for a lot of that stuff, and there may be some cases where when there's no gifted option available, it is deliberately set to be bound to account so as to encourage people to run the event rather than just, say, visit a friend or an auction house or something like that. But in many of the cases, for these festival rewards, we have, you know, a tradable version as well. And I think that that is a deliberate design sort of change that probably expect to largely continue going forward. Oops. There we go. Anyway, I would encourage you to actually take a look at the dialogue here and read it if you have not, because it's good stuff. I'm trying to remember, where is this? Yeah, it's off to the north here. Actually, can you port back to the festival grounds?
Not to the festival. We'll get to the Gates of Bree, though.
Yeah. Telerian has a great question, which is there a specific reason why items that are bartered for and bound to characters sometimes auto-consume, like mounts, and sometimes not, like Warsteed cosmetics? Uh, Mostly this comes down to what it's doing to your account, if I'm thinking correctly. My understanding is mounts largely auto-consume because they're essentially putting a flag on your account saying, yo, you got the mount. And Warsteed cosmetics, I believe, are delivered as more traditional kind of items would be delivered and thus use that system.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Let's see how this goes. And the anniversary, like I say, it'll stick around. So if you haven't finished all the years like myself, it'll be available long term. But I think the story it's telling is coming to an end this particular anniversary, at least for now. Ow!
Learn to ride.
Yep. Am I correct in my assumption that you can fail once, but you can't fail twice?
Yeah, pretty much.
Ooh, this could be a close one. Oh, yeah. All right. I meant to do that.
What can I do for you?
Pretty close.
Yeah, it definitely makes it so you cannot win if you get hit by both Myers, but if you do one, you can still get through.
Yep.
So you won, I lost. It's no biggie.
Okay, Gurgos, what about PvP and quote your creep PvP sessions? I mean, there's a couple of folks I've seen in the forums who have felt very strongly that I made some kind of promise that I'm breaking to people by every day that goes by that I'm not PvMPing on stream. And that's fine. I will do it. I don't know that I ever recall promising that severely on things, but well, whatever. It's fine. I'll do it. I don't know when, but I'll do it. Now, I love the Maze Master because once you get the hang of it, you can pick up 3 of these kind of spring quests in a very short order. Thurless, if Sev got confused on one specific aspect of blacksmithing, be rest assured that the other half of your sentence, quote, he's making decisions on its future, is not accurate. If, the person or people who would be making decisions on that kind of particular granularity of the game typically are not the executive producer of the game. It would be more of a design or systems team decision.
What can I do for you?
Correct me if I'm wrong on this answer, Druid's Fire, but Delirian is asking if there's a way to check Warsteed cosmetics if you're not high enough level to ride a Warsteed. And I think
Nope,
the answer...
you can't.
You can't?
Nope, because the menu option isn't available to you.
There you go.
I'm going to address the thing in chat about blacksmithing. Yes, Severlin did misunderstand what I was getting at, and that's okay. And yes, he did say blacksmith instead of metalsmith, because whatever. I actually can understand why he was going where he was going because, well, my point, because I hadn't considered the legendaries when I asked the question, the content isn't relevant to the regular servers, so having the recipes that are currently rep-gated, you have to have your crafter in Rohan to get these rep-gated recipes because they're bind on acquire account. But when the Rohan content comes to the legendaries, it won't be out-of-date content, so I can see why it's still going to probably stay rep-gated.
Sounds good. Yep. All right. Let's see. Stream bomb. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah. What is the plan for U24? Is that Mordor, Minas Morgul related anyone? Diadems. So U24 will be the Vales of Anduin. Yeah. And U25, according to the producer's letter at this, well, assuming the thing that is released later this year in the fallish kind of time frame is U25, then U25 would be Minas Morgul, most likely. But things like that. Alright. Well, I think we're just about done here. I don't know how much more we'll want to discuss or anything like that, if there's anything I might be missing.
Well, if people haven't read or listened to the interview, it might be something good to do. Professor Corey should be here. He's still doing the film over on Signamy right now. So God only knows when he's going to show up. Just as a programming note, I will not be here next week for Court of the Rings. I will be, as Jerry said, doing the Star Wars celebration thing. And the episode 9 panel is right now. It's like at the same exact time frame, so I will most likely be doing that. But it's a lottery thing, so if I don't get into the panel, then I might still be here to torment you and cause trouble.
Wait a second, episode 9. Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Do you know what is most funny about that? I remember the old schoolyard kind of talk back in the 80s when the movies were first being released. I recall, having conversations with my friends, like I say, in the schoolyard and that. And we were saying things like, yeah, there's going to be like 9 movies. And I'm pretty sure that was nonsense at the time that it was said. But in hindsight, it's proven true. Or was it that even back as late as, let's say, 82, it was intended to be 9 movies?
I'm sorry, say again, please?
You know more about Star Wars than I do. Was it always going to be 9 movies?
Depends on when you asked George Lucas. Originally, yes, it was supposed to be 9. And then he said, no, it's only supposed to be 3. And then it became 6. And now we got 9, so...
Yeah. No, Fel Newell. I have not yet seen that forums post. The end has come. Oh, no. All right, that sounds good. All right, thanks so much, everyone, for watching. And I will see you next Friday for more Court of the Rings. As we mentioned here, we got Corey Olsen coming up here in a little bit and other stuff happening later on today. You can find the full schedule, including a newly updated calendar, on twitch.tv/LotroStream. Thanks so much for being here. I will talk to you next week, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.